So one thing that's really annoying me about the whole situation around Paige right now is that if you guys have been watching Paige play, so Paige has one major, I need to say had. There's one major flaw with Paige Bueckers as a player. And it is that Paige Bueckers has been, up to about 3 weeks ago, incredibly passive. Paige had the ability to be not only the best guard, the best player in the league. She has that ability. Like if you look at the ability to shoot the three, shoot the mid-range, drive left, drive right, finish with the left hand, finish with the right hand, finish from the mid-range pull-up, finish from the post fade, finish off her left shoulder, finish off her right shoulder. Thank you so much for the $5, JT Ford. Really appreciate that. There is no more varied scorer in the WNBA than Paige Bueckers. Like, there's just not. And the problem is that I've always said, Paige Bueckers might have that dog in her, but the dog that's in Paige Bueckers is, one of those like dogs that the socialites used to have in their handbags in the mid-2000s. And that was my one flaw. And I've said this for the last year. Paige frustrated me so much because she could be so much better than she is. That passive Paige might be dead. Passive Paige might just be dead. Because holy shit. Whatever happened in that Chicago game, when in fairness, Chicago got robbed. But when Paige Bueckers hit that crazy fadeaway, it wasn't an and one, but that crazy fadeaway three after shitting her pants for a quarter and a half of that game, coming into the last 90 seconds with 14 points. Or sorry, was it 10 points? She had 10 points going into the last 19 seconds of that game. Or was it 90 seconds? Yeah. And ending up with 19. She had 9 points in the last 90 seconds. And in the next game, against Seattle, she has 14 points with 2 minutes to go and ends with like 26. And then a couple of games later, she does the same shit to Connecticut. And it's like, she's now one of the most clutch players in the league. But it really frustrates me. I'm going to show you guys some of these clips. Like, it really frustrates me with Paige is that Paige has been reduced to, she's better than Caitlin Clark. Paige has been reduced to that. She's playing so fucking well that it's like, people are like, oh, she's better than Caitlin Clark. Look at her deep. She's so much better of a defender. Oh, look, there's no turnovers. What are we doing? Like, if you reduce Paige Bueckers into what she does differently than Caitlin Clark, into she's better because she plays a different style of basketball than Caitlin Clark, you are ignoring the fact that this is the most crazy. This is like some crazy heater she's on right now. Like, she doesn't seem like she's able to miss. She doesn't seem like she's able to miss right now. And if you're saying overly glazing, I'm not out here saying Paige Bueckers is the greatest guard of all time. I'm saying that, like, I'm sorry, like, look at the shit she's putting up. Look at the shit she's putting up. I'm sorry. Like, that's not even a follow through. She's not even following through on her shots and they're going in. Like, she is literally now gotten to the stage where it's like, okay, this is the Paige Bueckers that everybody thought was going to be there in 2019. Like, that is a one-leg, all-foot fade away to the right. Like, if you've ever played basketball, like, this is a all-footed Dirk fade from mid. You don't understand how anyone who's never played basketball does not understand how difficult this is. How difficult this footwork into this shot is. And she's not even following through. She's just releasing the ball and it's going in. She's on this like crazy heater. She followed through with extending her arm there. Maria Conde pushing up, beats her off the screen. Boom, she's pulling up from three now. She did a Steph Curry. They're down 3. They are down 3 points. And she ran off. She did a Steph Curry. She puts it up, is like, that's good, and runs off. She runs back while the ball's in the air because she knows it's going in. Like, this is a player that's in some of the most ridiculous heater form. She regularly is now hitting shots where she's getting fouled by a defender, and as she's on her way to the ground, chest passing the ball into the basket. Why is she being fucking... And same with Mabry now. Why are they being reduced to the media saying, she's better than Caitlin? Why is she being reduced to a figure to put against Caitlin Clark? Because it takes away from the fact that this shit is ridiculous. Why is she being limited to Caitlin comparisons? Like, she's looking like a turbocharged Taurasi. She's looking like a Taurasi with better efficiency. They don't play remotely similar. They don't even play the same position. We got to be real here. When Odyssey Sims is not in the lineup, Jess Shepard's their team's point guard. But like, this is the fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go, up 2. Shit is nasty. This shit is so nasty. Like, this is so nasty. Again, 6 minutes to go. They're up 4 points, 4 minutes to go. Let me go and get it to Arike. And that's when I can make those passes. Like, she's killing it. She's killing it. She's more aggressive. She's been clutch. This is everything anyone who's been negative on Paige Bueckers, all anyone has ever asked for Ada Paige. But the media still reduces her to a vehicle to put down Caitlin Clark. And that's so unfair to Paige Bueckers. That's so unfair to what she's doing right now. And I've said this tons of times. I have been one of the most critical people of Paige Bueckers on this platform. I've been one of the most critical. Because it's been a purely basketball criticism. But right now, over the last 6 games, she's been the best player in the league. And again, that is a 6-game sample size. There has been multiple 6-game sample sizes where Caitlin Clark has been the best player in the league. Let's be very clear. Like, those are the type of things where it's like, okay, you can have that sample size. But it's the mentality shift. The biggest problem is a mentality shift. And her being reduced to, and let's be very clear, they're the 2 best guards in the league. There's always going to be comparisons. There's always going to be comparisons of Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. The problem is that one of them has been reduced in the media to the comparison. You will never hear the media hype up Paige Bueckers. And I don't mean the people that are like people like say pre-game talk and stuff. They'll talk about that. But the media will only talk about Paige Bueckers if it is in a comparison to Caitlin Clark. And that's unfair to Paige Bueckers. They are, nearly every positive article by a big major outlet is Paige was Caitlin before Caitlin, you know. Oh, Paige is what we thought Caitlin was going to be. Can anyone just give Paige credit for the fact that she's seemingly figured out her massive problem? Seemingly figured out her massive, massive problem is that she didn't realize she was Paige Bueckers. Paige, for however long it was, did not realize she was Paige Bueckers. When she went to UConn and is like, Jaina El Alfie, I'll give you the ball. You go and do something. KK Arnold, I'd rather you do something down the stretch than me. And that player wasn't there. That wasn't Hopkins Paige. They all talking about. They're like, oh, look, Paige can do this. Remember Hopkins Paige? And I'm like, you can't keep saying, oh, look at what she did in high school. She's been 5 years in high school. She went 5 years in college. And it took her a year in the WNBA. I mean this. Paige Bueckers was so passive last year that I blame her. I blame Paige Bueckers for why Dallas won 10 games last year. It was her fault. When you are a star and you are passive and your team keeps losing close games, it is your fault. It is your fault. Paige Bueckers was the reason her team lost. Her team won 10 games. That being said, Paige Bueckers over the last 10 games has been the reason why Dallas have won a lot of them. Paige Bueckers, Jess Shepard's been exceptional too. But down the stretch, when it matters, big points, big buckets, big stops. Paige is the reason why her team is winning games. Paige is becoming the reason why your team's winning games. And it is so annoying that she's been reduced to, see, look, she's better than Caitlin. And that's so unfair on her. It's so unfair. Because she's better than Caitlin. And even people in here are saying, look, she's way better than Caitlin. That is the worst thing ever. Because, let's be clear, they're the two best guards in the league. They are the two best guards in the league. Like, on any given day, Caitlin can be better than Paige and Paige can be better than Caitlin. It's just unfortunate that Caitlin went into a better situation. Caitlin was a better rookie than Paige was rookie. Like, it's just objectively, factually correct. Caitlin was given the keys as a rookie. Paige Bueckers was given the keys, but threw the keys away. Didn't want the keys, just wanted to fit in. And now we're in year 2. Paige is still being given the keys. And year 3 for Caitlin. And Caitlin's had the keys taken off her. Caitlin's had the keys taken off her and handed to Kelsey Mitchell. And they're in weird situations. Like, we're not going to be, there's no point evaluating either of their careers until they're done. There's no point. Because, let's be honest, they are both good enough that making the statement that one or the other is going to be the best guard of all time isn't a crazy statement. At 24 years old, they are the two best 24-year-old guards to ever live. Even over Taurasi. They are the two greatest 24-year-old guards to ever live. And we also have to factually say that, like, there's always going to be comparisons. The problem is that one of these two players is reduced to that. She is reduced to Caitlin Clark comparisons because the media, in a lot of scenarios, either don't watch games or they know they only get clicks when they mention Caitlin Clark, which is disappointing. But it's unfortunate.